What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, what we're gonna do today is hit on a little topic of does lifting your truck make it slower? And it just all that mainly just depends on, I guess, how big you go. Like I did, which in my other video I've plainly talked about it. I did the rough country 6-inch lift. I was on 37s, went down to 35s with some offset, and I think 35s is probably where I'm going to stay, because 37s, although just that extra little bit, the extra 2 inches, did make a big difference in how much taller it seemed. The 37s really weren't for me, and I'm going to tell you why. So let's go ahead and so my experience with 37s was it was good at first until I actually had to use my truck. Now, using a truck on 37s is completely different than just, oh, hey, I'm going to, head out to the mall, or I'm going to go ride around town. It's completely different. Like mine, I was pulling a 26-foot camper, towing trailers, freaking traveling all over, and the 37s sucked. So and I've always been told, if you go any bigger than a 35, you might as well go ahead and look into regearing, and it's gonna be a turd. Now, without a trailer, it was a bit sluggish, like out of the hole. I mean, you could tell that the difference in tire size, the gears seemed a lot longer. So it was like, I was telling one of my friends, I could stop and mat it to the floor and it would still spin them over, no problem. But by the time you got to the end of second gear, you were already over 100 miles an hour. And so then you got 4 more gears, and you're basically already at you're the speed limiter by the time you bump into third gear. So so not pulling anything, it was decent. It did a good job. I hooked my camper up to it and drove to Florida, and that was definitely a damn experience. So me and my buddy went to work over there, hooked up the camper. Oh yeah, we're gonna try it, ain't no big deal. Guys, this truck hated that camper back there while it was on 37s. Like, stayed in 4th gear, 75, 80 miles an hour, wouldn't come out of 4th, and just a total dog. Like, just could not gain speed, everything. Just horrible. Gas mileage was garbage. Like, I think by the end of the trip, I was averaging like 6 miles a gallon, and it was just horrible. So then I traded those wheels and tires and got me the 20x12s with 35s, and I actually hooked up my camper 2 weekends ago and went on a shorter trip, but a trip nonetheless with it, and night and day difference. Like, I mean, it just blew my socks off at how much of a damn difference there was with going to 35s. Power was back. The gear range was just about perfect. I mean, I think I ended up I think it was a 2-hour drive pulling that camper, 75, 80. I used maybe a little less than half a tank. I mean, it really wasn't even bad at all. And so, I mean, I was impressed. I mean, it does pull a hell of a lot better on 35s, and I'm not going to complain about that. So, I mean, it just depends, like I said, on how high you go, how big you want to go. and then how much money you want to spend. If you're going to sit there and you're going to go, oh, I want to go bigger, I want to run 38s and 40s and all this, you're definitely going to have to re-gear. Because if you're, well, I say that, you're going to have to re-gear if you're going to use your truck. Because using your truck on anything over 35s, and with 35s you will notice a little bit of a difference, but any bigger than 35s, it's going to be a turd. It doesn't matter if you program it or whatever. If you don't change the gearing in the front and rear end or whatever, I mean, if you're going to use your four-wheel drive, if it's four-wheel drive, it's going to be a turd. And so, I mean, like, you know, people ask me, say, hey, does your truck feel slower now that it's lifted? Which I guess is what we're really trying to get to, so I kind of rambled a little bit, so I'm sorry. But, is it slower lifted? The answer that I'm going to give is yes, but not by much. Like, I mean, it'll still get down. It'll still 0 to 60 pretty freaking quick. The EcoBoost is where it's at. It will get the work done. And so I went, like I said, with a 6-inch lift. I'm running 35, 1250s, whatever. And I mean, it's like the perfect combination. Do I want to go bigger? Yes. Do I feel like I would spend the money to gear it and everything? Maybe in time, but at first I guess I would deal with it being just a total dog. I mean, I wouldn't be out racing it or anything like that, but I mean, it's gonna be miserable. Cause with my 37s, I mean, pulling nothing, like I said, I loved it. It pulled, or it drove fine, you know. Yes, the gears were a little bit longer, and your tow haul didn't quite work, like, seem like it worked properly, because, like, it was trying to, like, kick it down into first gear, slowing down at, like, 50 miles an hour, and I just felt like that was a little excessive. And, so, I mean, it's to each his own. I mean, if you, like I said, if you're going to use it as a mall crawler, or, you know, you fresh out of high school or still in high school, and you're like, hey, Dad, I want my truck lifted, and you want to just go insane with it, and you're not going to be doing anything with it, then go as big as you want. I mean, most people really don't, that do go excessive, they're not going to be out pulling stuff with them and actually using them for work. They're using them for show, and I get that. So that's one reason why I stuck with the 35, or went down to the 35s instead of 37s. And I think I'm just gonna kind of leave it here. I mean, because it's pretty stout. You know, it's got the get up that I want. It pulls everything that I've got fine. I mean, just complete night and day difference from the 37s. So I mean, I'll give you a clip real quick of just taking off, show you how fast it'll get to 60. Hell, I may go to 80. I mean, I had to travel to Mexico to do this, so I don't be getting in trouble. So I'll show you the clip, and then you can just decide for yourself if you want to stay with 30, if you want to go 6 inches, 8 inches, 10 inches, whatever. And just, I mean, you just gotta, you know, you're gonna have to accept the consequences of your decisions. So I guess with all that said, you know, if you like the video, like, subscribe. I'm sorry it's been a minute since I've made a video. I've kind of been a little busy with my job and all that stuff. So just, you know, hit me up in the comment section. Tell me what's your ideal build. Like, hell, truck, lift, wheels, tires, tire size, anything. Just hit me up, you know. Light up the comments. Let me know what you would build or what you are building. And I mean, I'll comment back. Ain't no problem with that. And just, you know, like and subscribe. So I'm gonna put the clip in here, and then y'all have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one. Alright, so what we're gonna do first is we're gonna click her over into sport mode, which really doesn't, I mean, it doesn't give it more power. It's just for more of a it holds your RPMs longer. Let's get out here on the road and we'll see what she'll do. we go. We'll start from a dig. She's still pretty quick being lifted and on 35. So, I mean, like I said, decision's yours. Just be ready for the consequences.